let's meet the starters. First, for the Magnolia, Pambansang Manok Hotshots. A 6'7" center from Buluan, South Cotabato, number 4, Rafi Rivas. A 6'8" forward from Lubao, Pampanga, number 10, Ian Sangalang. A 6'3" forward from Olongapo City, number 19, Rome De La Rosa. A 5'10" guard from Zamboanga City, number 14, Mark Barroca. And a 6'1" guard from Tondo, Manila, number 3, Paul Lee. Head coach for Magnolia is Chito Victorero. And now the starters for the Raiders Shine Elastopainters. A 5'11" guard from Apol Misamis Oriental, number 6, Ray Nambata. A 6'3" guard from Florida Blanca, Pampanga, number 7, JV Mocon. A 6'5" center from Gubat, Sorsogon, number 30, Bo Belga. A 6'5" forward from Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu, number 25, Leonard Santillan. And a 6'5" forward from Calasiao, Pangasinan, number 5, Gabe Norwood. Head coach for Raiders Shine is Chris Gavina. Our referees for this game, Noel Kilingen, Janine Nicandro, Joel Baldago, and Nino Barcenas. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the...
Your starters for Magnolia, Barroca, Lee, Rivas, Sangalang, and De La Rosa. On the other side, it's Nampatak, Mocon, Belga, Santillan, and Norwood for the Rain or Shine, Elastopainters. Carlo Pamintuan and Ali Peak for PBA Russian. That tip-off was brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
So what I'm looking for, Carlo, is to see how both teams defend and what they try to do, particularly with the pick and rolls, or what they try to do, what Rain or Shine tries to do once Ian Sangalang gets the ball in the post. So there's a lot of different scenarios, different matchups that I'm looking for.
Two defense-first type of coaches in Chito Victorero and Chris Gabina. Good entry pass there, as Rome De La Rosa has proven that he can see the gaps on any defense and score down low.
Well, it's a bit of misdirection there. Great job on the part of Magnolia, sort of distracting the defenders of Rain or Shine, and all of a sudden Rome De La Rosa cutting underneath.
Gabe Norwood missing from the outside, and it's easy to forget about Rome De La Rosa in scoring because of the loaded lineup of Magnolia.
Definitely. And he's sort of that guy that can operate sort of in between. He can play really good defense. He can run the floor. He can get out in transition. He knows what to do with the ball. He can knock down three-point shots. And he's a big body at that small forward position.
And that is why he is a big part of the rotation for Coach Chito Victorero. Sangalang against Belga. Barroca now has it. Paul Lee. Elevator screen, but he will miss the three-point attempt. Rain or Shine now, looking for their options. Good Euro step coming from Santillan, could not get his first playoff basket.
He's one of those bigs that's very versatile.
Yeah.
Very versatile.
Like a bit of a taller version, rather, of JB Mocon. They can play similarly. Maybe just a better outside game coming from JB. Better playmaking as well. As that ball was last touched by Rain or Shine. By Barroca, and it will go to Rain or Shine.
Well, you can see over there in the corners, Rain or Shine. It appears that they're trying to trap Mark Barroca when he comes off pick and rolls.
Belga bringing the ball down against Rafi Rivas. It's something that Belga can do for Rain or Shine. Bring down the ball, direct the plays. He is a center point guard for Coach Chris Gavina. Mocon sends it out to Bo. 3 seconds to shoot. The long three is good.
The shot clock winding down. Bo Belga asked for the ball, and he was able to knock down the three-point shot.
And that will be an important facet of the attack for Rain or Shine, just to open up the defense, give their guards an opportunity to just attack the shaded area. And as you say, Ali, it's all about trapping the guards in the ball screen, as another three-point shot for Rain or Shine is landed, this time by Ray Nambata.
So far, the defense is working really well for Rain or Shine. We can already see what some of the matchups are doing here by Rain or Shine, and that's trapping the pick and rolls.
Oh, 4 defenders converging on Ian Sangalang, but they could not find a way to stop him.
6'7", 6'8", big body. Very difficult to deal with.
So the matchup we're seeing, Ali, is Gabe Norwood in
Yes.
front of Bolly.
And I think that's a really good cover right there, because you're talking about, let's take a look at this long three-point shot there by Bo Belga. Rafi Rivas a little bit late to challenge that shot.
Then just got good ball movement on the secondary break for Rainer Shine for the second basket.
But just back to your point, Carlo, that is a good matchup. You're talking about a 6'5", 6'6" with long arms, athleticism still at this stage of his career. Gabe Norwood, one of the better defensive players in the league, trying to handle Paul Lee. I think that's a really good matchup.
Second turnover of the ball game for Mark Barroca. And we know that the numbers might have taken a dip for Gabe Norwood, but the defense certainly
Defense is
has
still there.
not.
His presence alone, just being out there, makes a lot of difference for Rainer Shine.
I still remember when he shut down Matthew Wright of Phoenix Super LPG until that game winner
Exactly,
coming from
yeah.
Matthew.
And
As Boldy comes up empty.
I'll tell you what, Matthew Wright really worked for that shot. That wasn't an easy shot.
Offensive foul is called against Bo Belga. Sometimes we see this happening, Ali. When you get a smaller defender on you, you get excited, you get a little bit too rough. I'm sure you've also been called for these kinds of fouls throughout your career.
Yeah, you really have to be aware, and you have to be very, very careful with the physicality when you're posting up a guard or when you're anywhere near a guard, especially when they get switched off and they have no choice but to guard you.
Another foul here, called against Rainer Shine. Oh, two quick fouls on Bo Belga.
He has to be careful here. This is not helpful to his team, and they got off to a really good start.
Not even 4 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Already two personals for Big Bo. Ian Sangalang with the fake. And that nice touch off the board. You can see already color developing between Rafi Rivas and Bo Belga. JV Mocon for three. That's 3 triples in the game for Rainer Shine.
JV Mocon, Raynam Batak, Bo Belga, all knocking down three-point shots.
Well, this is a team that does not rely that heavily on the three-point game. As Ian Sangalang misses that mid-range jumper, rebound from Mocon. Rainer Shine will try to go on the attack early. Norwood, 3 on the way, nothing there. We swing back to the side of Magnolia. Mark Barroca inside, layup is good.
Good push of the ball by Mark Barroca, putting pressure on the defense of Rainer Shine. Not quite sure if he was going to dish the ball up.
Another miss there coming from Rainer Shine. They average about 8.5 three-point makes per ball game. 33% from that distance. It's a part of their arsenal, but not
Rainer Shine,
this
yes.
big a part of it.
Not that big.
But so far, so good from them from the outside. The 9-8 is the score. Steal, an easy layup for Mark Barroca.
The pesky defense of Mark Barroca,
Yep.
especially in the playoffs. Going back to the time when Chris Banquero and Mark Barroca were going at it, when Chris Banquero was playing for Alaska, deep in the playoffs. It's a very physical matchup.
Speaking of physical, this has been very physical between Rivas and Belga. Of course, the length, the height of Rivas against the heft of Bo.
It's always the old guys, right?
Yep.
It's just something about it.
And well, here comes the pain. Calvin Abueva checking in for the first time. What a luxury to have a player like him coming off your bench.
Right off the bat, he's guarding Raynam Batak over there in the corner.
JV
Or
Mocon.
JV Mocon, excuse me.
Nambatak is up against Barroca as he misses that triple. Rebound for Rivas. So far it's been, for these two teams, a very high-scoring first 6 minutes.
Yes, if it wasn't for those 2 quick fouls by Bo Belga, I think that Rainer Shine would have been in a much better situation right now. Sometimes those types of errors can really damper the way you start off a basketball game, because they were in a really good flow.
So many opportunities for Rafi Rivas. But he could not score as a double foul is called between Leonard Santillan and Ian Sangalang.
Did we expect anything less? I don't think so.
Playoff basketball.
Playoff basketball.
Proud teams.
Two very proud teams. They understand the history, even though there's a lot of new faces here. But, you know, as they say, waters still run deep. You still got those old guys there.
Rain or Shine calls the first timeout. They're down by 1 point as this timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. As expected, a tight physical duel between Magnolia and Rain or Shine to open our playoffs. JV Mocon is a born leader, a winner for the San Beda Red Lions in the NCAA. He is leading Rain or Shine in those statistical categories listed: points, rebounds, assists, and steals. The only player to do that for any team in the PBA.
Pretty amazing, right? And it was interesting because I wasn't quite sure how he was going to fit in, what position he was going to stay solid at when he got to the next level in the PBA. I'm very familiar with him and how he performed with the San Beda Red Lions, but he's answered all my questions.
Pesky defense of Mark Baroca, even though he was the smaller defender there against Mocon, who is now matched up against the Beast. Belga, another three on the way, not this time. Rebound Sangalang.
You know, it looks like Magnolia was able to weather that short storm by Rain or Shine in the very beginning, and now they've taken control of this basketball game.
All three field goals for Rain or Shine from the outside, all triples. While Magnolia has been banking on Ian Sangalang. Abueva with a handoff to Paul Lee. Lethal weapon with a tough jumper short. Well defended there by Norwood.
Oh, the long arms and the defense of Gabe Norwood. Very difficult to get that shot out over him.
Belga takes the handoff. Instead decides to give it up to Gabe Norwood. The jumper's money.
It's been pretty money the entire conference. Those mid-range jump shots by Gabe Norwood.
First basket of the ball game for Norwood, as he is now defending Rivas. Height advantage for Rafi, could not pull it off as he, big collision there between Abueva and Norwood as we swing back to the side of Magnolia.
That was a big hit, and they're still going at it.
Bob and Calvin Abueva going at it, but Abueva finds a way to land a three. He loves this. He loves the physical battles. It just gives him so much more energy.
I mean, it makes no sense to try to be physical with him because that's what he does. And now Bo Belga just gave him another hit.
This is a little bit dangerous for Bo Belga, Ali, because he already has two personal fouls.
He got away with two big hits.
And now the referees might be taking another look at this. I mean, we'll be paying a closer attention to him moving forward.
They have to, and you know, look, this is playoff basketball. And if we take a look at this three-point shot by Calvin Abueva, can just do so many different things. We'll talk more about that when we come back.
First quarter action inside the Don Honorio Ventura State University Gym in Bacolor, Pampanga. We thank you once again for joining us on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. And Ali, first about 9 minutes of this matchup, already feeling the playoff atmosphere in Pampanga.
Oh, definitely, and it all starts with Bo Belga. You know, he's the one leading the charge for both teams, you know, setting the tone for all of us fans that are watching. He's erased a few players setting those hard picks from Magnolia.
Another turnover here against Magnolia. It's the only thing really slowing them down at this stage of the matchup. Baroka has had 2 first turnover for the Beast there as they're up 13-11. Bench starting to come in for Magnolia. Only Ian Sangalang is their remaining starter on the floor. He's joined by Abueva, Kyle Pascual, Halalon, and the rookie Ahan Misi. Belga with a nice dish. Mocon draws a foul. As Belga woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. He's in a mood, Ali. But it's that type of mentality that then forces all of the younger players to think that, hey, this is different. We're in the playoffs. This is serious right now.
I think this is not just Bo Belga doing these things just to do them. There's a purpose behind it.
Another 3-point shot, the second of the ball game for Reyna Batak. 4 triples already for Rainer Shine, as Jeric Ahanmisi could not get it back on the other side.
What you're doing, if you're Bo Belga, is you're setting the tone, not just for the opposing side, but for your teammates as well, the young guys.
Almost, but not quite on that triple. Again, Rainer Shine norms about 8 3-point makes per ball game. Already at 4 here in the first quarter. Anton Asisio, the first player off the bench for Coach Chris Cavina, replacing Norwood. Another foul here. Looks like might be against Abueva. That will also be his second.
Foul on number 32, Kyle Pascual.
Oh no, it's whistled on Kyle Pascual. So lucky break there for Magnolia. Norbert Torres, Adrian Wong checking in for the first time in this ball game. Good scrap so far between these 2 squads. The number 3 seed, Magnolia, against the number 6 seed, Rainer Shine. Santillan, the push shot no good. Corpus picks up the board.
2 minutes.
Gio Halalon to Abueva. They swing it to Ahan Misi. Entry pass now to Corpus. Trying to find a way against this zone. One-hander won't work. And Jackson Corpus is there for the cleanup.
That's the reason why they brought him in, Carlo. Energy type of player at that big man position, as well as Calvin Abueva, to go clean up those boards and get offensive rebounds.
Oh, turnover here forced almost by Magnolia, regained by Santillan. Nambatak against 2 defenders. He draws a foul for 2 free throws.
Magnolia is trying to really pressure up defensively. Earlier on, let's take a look at this. Calvin Abueva attempt cleaned up by Jackson Corpus. Both energy guys going for the offensive rebound. Calvin Abueva going after his miss, but it was Jackson Corpus that was able to get the rebound and put it back.
Corpus basically erased the beast from
He
the
got about it. He said,
battle.
no, I want this rebound. You got enough rebounds this whole conference.
So Ali, what you miss from Mark Pingris, you make up for with the presence of those 2 players.
You got, and I think in the off season, they definitely were able to address that hole, that big gap. You know, because we know that Mark Pingris was the Energizer Bunny for so many years, and they got 2 Energizer Bunnies in the off season.
Maybe what you won't get back is the leadership of Mark Pingris, as Calvin Abueva is denied there by Norbert Torres.
Good block shot by Norbert Torres. He's going to have to do more of that to really establish that inside presence, that inside help.
Mark Borboran also in this ball game. Almost a traveling violation there as Torres scores inside.
Very well read by Rainer Shine. Adrian Wong was able to find Norbert Torres rolling to the basket because of the mismatch.
Halalon splitting the defense. And will he be given continuation? Halalon is convinced that the basket should count, and it will indeed.
It's all in one motion. So the contact happens right there.
Bonus free throw for Gio Halalon.
What do you think, Ali?
I was going to ask you the same question.
Borderline.
Borderline.
Because it took him 2 steps more additional.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if he got the contact and he put it up right away, then I can understand that.
But in these situations, it's always best to try and put that shot up because you never know.
Sure, yeah, you never know. You never know how the officials will call it. But the pressure defense, which has been one of the major weapons that Coach Tito Bectoletto likes to use with his players, being implemented here.
Magnolia will try to go on the run here. Halalon. As there is a foul away from play. Might be Adrian Wong tagged with this one. Only their third team foul. 2 more to give up for Rainer Shine before the end of our first quarter. We thank you once again for joining us on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. Our next game after this, a big one. San Miguel Beer versus the rampaging Northport Batang Pier. Junmar versus Greg. Can't wait for that one. But this is also a good scrap. Ahanmisi, the extra pass. Abueva for 3. That's good again. Second triple of the ball game for the Beast.
Rainer Shine has to be careful and aware here because Magnolia is #1 in three-point shooting.
Speaking of awareness, there was none there coming from Adrian Wong as he was not, in tune with the clock, did not know that there were only 4 ticks remaining as Abueva checks into the ball game and immediately makes an impact for the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots as they will be carrying a 5-point lead, 21-16, heading into the second quarter of action. Quarter about to start inside the Don Honorio Ventura State University gym. Carlo Pamintuan and Ali Peak for PBA Rush. Bench players already starting to come into the ball game. As we start the proceedings in the second period, it will be Halalon, Ahanmisi, Pascual, Corpus, and the Beast, Calvin Abueva for Magnolia.
1-3-1 zone here by Rainer Shine.
Wild shot coming from Halalon, but he gets the ball back. Second effort, still nothing there. Third effort denied, but there was a foul. So many opportunities, and Ali, going back to how these two teams match up in their first game in the elimination round, the rebounding battle heavily in favor of Magnolia.
Yes, definitely, absolutely. What do? They beat them by how many rebounds?
59-41 was the rebounding battle there.
And we're seeing that right now. We're seeing Magnolia's bigs crash to glass, getting those offensive rebounds. Pascual, even though he wasn't able to connect with the basket, he did get fouled, and he's at the free throw line.
Rebounding, Magnolia is 5th in the league at about 52. Rainer Shine at 48.6. So there is not a big gap between these two teams, but in terms of just matching up, it just sides with the Hotshots.
Exactly.
On the other side, it is Asistio, Borboran, Norbert Torres with Mocon and Wong for Coach Chris Gabina. Asistio, forced baseline. Had the door slam shot on him. Norbert Torres with a wild drive, nothing there. Calvin does not force the issue, seeing the defense has already set up for Rainer Shine. 21-16 after 2 misses from Kyle Pascual from the stripe. Ahan Misi goes to Pascual. That short jumper is good.
Very good look by Ahan Misi finding Pascual. Pascual cut to just below the free throw line, was able to get his shot off there. But I'm going to go back to the defense of Magnolia. It's been really good in this second quarter so far.
Good extra pass, though, coming from Norbert Torres as the three-point shots continue to fall for Rainer Shine.
It's their, it's what they're really taking advantage of right now. Their three-point shots seem to be falling.
23-19, a 4-point lead for Magnolia. Abueva to Gio Halalon, counter three, no good. Rebound Borboran. So the three-point game, keeping Rainer Shine in the contest right now, here in the first half. Oh, Norbert Torres denied by Abueva there. Calvin giving up a lot of height, but making up for it with effort. Abueva against Mocon. This is a key matchup for this ball game. Tight pass down low. Pascual could not finish. But another offensive rebound, perhaps? No, it will not be, as the ball bounced off of Jackson Corpus.
Pascual's got to always have his hands up. Oh, yes, you think that Calvin Abueva is going to take it up all the way. Let's take a look at this block shot. Very good defensive play by Calvin Abueva. Very deceiving in his ability to be able to do those types of things, especially against players who are much taller than he is.
Ali, a lot of misses around the rim for Magnolia. Rivas missing. We saw Pascual missing a bunny there. These are things that they should take advantage of.
They have to take advantage of these things. You know, it's always the little things that start to add up and catch up with you in the most crucial time of the game.
3-point shooting in this ball game, 5 of 14 from Rainer Shine, 2 of 5 for Magnolia, both courtesy of Calvin Abueva. 20-14 edge for the Hotshots in rebounding as well. JV Mocon with a bigger defender in Corpus. Mocon uses his speed. That's just how smart he is. He saw the matchup, liked it, and attacked.
Well, Magnolia switched that pick and roll, and Jackson Corpus, you know, a pretty good defensive player, was taken off the dribble. JV Mocon used his quickness.
Another good entry pass, and this player, Rome De La Rosa, is taking full advantage of the defense, not paying enough attention to him.
I think that's the whole issue there. And also, again, the misdirection at the top of the key. But, you know, Rome De La Rosa pretty much got the same bucket that he got in the first quarter.
Yep, to start the scoring in this ball game. Bo Belga gives it up to Nambata. Elbow jumper is good.
Those curls, especially when you got a really good passer in Bo Belga, making those handoffs.
Oh, they forgot about Paul Lee. He missed the three-point shot, though. An opportunity to tie or even take the lead. Borboran wants the lead, won't get it. Paulie with the board. Eight points in the ball game for Nambata right now. Good start for him, as they're only down by 2. Lee goes to Halalon. Only 6 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Gio, the long triple, it's good.
Wow, and you know what? That was actually pretty good defense by Rainer Shine. That was just a tough shot. But still, you know, whether it's a tough shot or not, they were able to convert there. Because they were really denying the wings really well.
Oh, good cut coming from Reynam Batak. And of course, that handoff, that also acts as a screen coming from Bo Belga. But look at this shot first. with time pressure, with the defense right in front of him. Gio Halalon with a rainbow. 6 points in the contest off the bench.
And he had about 5 seconds on the shot clock to get that shot off. But going back to Rain or Shine, and the way they've been able to score so far has been through those handoffs or those pick and rolls, and taking advantage of Magnolia switching their defenses.
Reynam Batak might be able to hit his average here in the second quarter. Ian Sangalang checks back into the ball game. And Reynam Batak averaging 10.7 points per contest. Already working with 9. Make that 10 in the ball game for Reynam Batak. 28-24, a 4-point lead. Coach Chris Gabina, his first conference with Rain or Shine as Halalon gets the offensive rebound. The short stab won't work. A lot of opportunities being given to Magnolia because of the offensive rebounding being allowed by Rain or Shine.
If they can control the offensive glass the way they've been doing in this first half, Carlo, then they can control the score a tad bit.
That's 8 offensive rebounds already compared to 2 for Rain or Shine, but it is the 3 ball that is keeping Rain or Shine within striking distance. That is their 6th 3-point shot as Halalon, easy call there, just extending his arms, erasing the defense of Andre Caraco.
Offensive foul number 6, Gio Halalon. Subdivision Mark Baroka for Gio Halalon.
Mark Baroka, the veteran, re-enters the contest. Paul Lee going under the screen, not paying enough respect to the 3-point shooting ability of JV Mocon, and he makes him pay.
You know, I think they're just going by percentages, Carlo. You know, taking their chances with the 3-point shot, but they can't take too many chances. You know, earlier on, you saw Rome De La Rosa and Jackson Corpus switch that. Jackson Corpus ended up on JV Mocon, but they paid for it. This time around, they decided that because it was Paul Lee to go under the screen, again, JV Mocon did a good job reading that, made him pay for it again.
30-28, a 2-point lead for Magnolia. As the Batak regains the possession. Kickball, it will stay with Rain or Shine. 21 on the shot clock for the Elastopainters.
So far, it's been the handoffs, it's been the pick and rolls that have allowed Rain or Shine to get points on the board.
Joel Ponferrada studying his options. Handoff to Belga for 3. No good. Made his first, missed his last 2 attempts from deep. Baroka almost had the ball swiped away from him. Paul Lee, the long 3 won't work. Rebound, Jewel. We swing back to the other side for Rain or Shine as we're just about at the halfway mark of our second quarter. Nambata being pestered by Mark Baroka. Goes to Belga. Bo drives against Rivas. Overshot the mark. Sangalang with the board.
He tried to sneak that shot past the long arms of Rafi Rivas, but that was good defense by Rafi.
Nice entry pass. Again, Rome De La Rosa has been living in that short corner area.
Well, he found his teammate. Definitely, that short corner area is very, very an underrated area, but it can get you a lot of points.
Bo Belga wiggling free there. Rafi Rivas trying to sell an offensive foul against Bo. And he ends up allowing an easy basket. Baroka, top of the key against Karakot. Mark goes to Ian Sangalang. Good positioning for Ian. Short arm that push shot. As Joel Ponferrada goes on the break, he is blocked and fouled. He'll take 2 free throws.
Is that
Something
Paul
that
Lee?
you
Is that
don't
Paul
see.
Lee that blocked the shot?
I think so. Something that you don't see often is Joel Ponferrada leading the break, hitting Baroka with a hesitation, and yeah, he was definitely fouled. It was all arm coming from Paul Lee, as Joel Ponferrada will take 2 free throws when we come back from this timeout. second quarter action between the Rain or Shine Elastopainters, the 6th seed, going up against the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots, the 3rd seed. You are watching PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ollie Peak as Calvin Abueva checks back into the contest for Rafi Rivas. And that's the value of Calvin Abueva, because you can play him as a 4 or a 3, even a 2 sometimes when you need it.
Definitely. You can even play him at 5 sometimes, you know. But that's how versatile he is, no matter which team he's playing for. And if you're Coach Tito Victorero, it must be a dream to have someone like him, because you can rely on him to do so many things out there.
Ponferrada making that first free throw. Not a lot of free throws in this ball game. Only 6 in total for Rain or Shine, only 3 for Magnolia. So it is physical, it is highly defensive, but both teams are doing a good job of staying away from foul troubles.
And both teams, I mean, I know that Magnolia is the best three-point shooting team in the league, but Rain or Shine's shoot the ball pretty well themselves.
Speaking of shooting the ball well, Ian Sangalang now has 8 points to lead his squad in scoring as Magnolia retakes the lead 34-32. Andre Carracot will be tested here by Mark Barroca. That might be an offensive foul. Yes, it will be against Ponferrada.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to run some sort of play to get Bo Belga in the post, and they actually did. He was actually on his way to the block, but then the ball was swung to the other side. But
and now an offensive foul, this time on the other side.
What I think that Rain or Shine needs to do is establish the inside already. Get Bo Belga, feed Bo Belga in the post to get that offensive going from that standpoint.
Bit of ball pressure here. Calvin Abueva with a steal. And he misses the slam though. Wanted an exclamation point, but he gives up an opportunity on the other side for Rain or Shine. A miss also in the mid-range from JV Mocod. Barroca using the brush screen for the Beast. Paul Lee kicks it out to Barroca again. A lot of time remaining still on the shot clock. It reads 10 right now as Sangalang hands it off to Barroca. The point guard. Good
nice
fake. Up and under, no good on the push shot. Scoring slowing down at this stage of the second quarter. Belga attacks. Kick out pass to Jewel. To the corner now. Carracot for 3. That's good.
Good offense by Rain or Shine. Good ball movement.
You know, these youngsters, these rookies of Rain or Shine are not afraid of the moment.
And they're not afraid to throw their bodies around.
Again, it is the direction that is set by Bo Belga. If he plays that way, he expects everyone else to play as tough, as physical, and as aggressive as he does.
Again, setting the tone, you know, because it is the playoffs.
35-34, that last triple allows Rain or Shine to retake the lead, and this timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Winding down the action in our second quarter between Rain or Shine and Magnolia. This is game 1 of their best of 3 quarterfinal pairing Number 3 seed versus the number 6 seed. But you know what? At this stage, the seeding really doesn't matter. We saw how tight the game was between these two in the elimination round, and we are excited. We are expecting tough, low-scoring, difficult ball games between Rain or Shine and Magnolia.
It's going to be painstaking for the coaching staff from both sides, I'm pretty sure of it. But right now, the percentages are almost the same, except for the free throw shooting for both squads.
Great help defense there coming from Barroca. Scramble for the loose ball. It will be a jump.
See, I never understood that. Just the extra. Do you really have to jump on top of him like that? That's just for the drama.
It's just fun.
It's fun. It attracts more viewership. I mean, okay, here we go. So this nice up fake, but then, you know, just the timing of Calvin the Puebla.
Yep.
Then
And Mark
here's the
Baroja as
scramble.
well.
It's done. The play's over. But no, not for the beast.
And you see JB Mocon already hanging onto the neck of Calvin Abueva at that stage. It's been that type of ball game as Magnolia wins the possession. Abueva now facing up, hand off to Paul Lee. The lethal weapon goes inside, flips it up. Blocking foul drawn by Paul Lee. He has not yet scored in this ball game. And this is exactly what you want if you're Paul Lee. An opportunity to be on the stripe, see the ball go through the hoop. Maybe that will get you going.
That was a hit by Karakot. I mean, preventing Paul Lee from getting a direct path to the basket. You call those checks. And here it is. It's actually good defense on the part of Karakot. He's actually trying to get in what both of their faces collided, it looked like.
I think the side of the cheek of Paul Lee collided with the shoulder of Andre Karakot. He was just a little late. Good idea from Karakot to close down that spot, but he was just a little late to draw the offensive foul, and that led to the blocking foul call for these two free throws.
I mean, I'm sure that's part of the game plan defensively for Coach Chris. Do not allow Paul Lee to have clear paths to the basket. You know, it's also when someone like Paul Lee is coming off the corner.
You see a mouse underneath the eye of Paul Lee.
Ooh.
Almost a cut even. As he splits the free throws, maybe he's still being bothered by that last hit because he is a 90% free throw shooter. So the former teammates, Norwood and Paul Lee, they swing the ball over to Jewel Ponferrada. Mocon now has it against De La Rosa. There's a switch. Mocon, kick out pass to Nambata. Tough jumper, no good.
Well, Jewel Ponferrada had a mismatch down low.
And Mark Barroca once again scores with a layup. He has been attacking the break for the Hotshots.
That's one of the things that the Hotshots are really good at, is getting out in transition, especially after forcing a turnover. And they can score in bunches when they do that.
Just saw a good look at the swelling underneath the right eye of Paul Lee. You see that in boxing, you see that in MMA, rarely in basketball. But he will have to find a way to tough it out. As Mark Barroca is whistled for a holding foul. Team foul number 4 for the Hotshots here in the second quarter. Just a smart pass coming from Paul Lee. He knew that Barroca was already ahead of the defender Mocon. Nothing Mocon could do to deny that basket on the break for Magnolia. Uh-oh. Almost trouble there for Rain or Shine, but they recover. Nambata uses the Belga screen. Flip pass. Belga for 3. Nothing there. Offensive rebound. Putback is good for Santillan.
Yeah, I like this kid. He's got the size, the length. He reminds me a lot of, the body. Reminds me a lot of Dennis Espino.
Good action down low as Sangalang comes up empty. Counter attack for Rain or Shine. Norwood his pass. Goes to Mocon. Extra pass to Belga down low for the basket.
An extra passing by Rain or Shine. Been very effective the last 2 possessions.
Both teams with 9 assists in this game. As Rain or Shine retakes the lead 39-37. Ian goes to Barroca. The defender went under the screen. Barroca misses. Abueva is there. Still nothing on the second opportunity. A lot of sorry misses on the shaded area for Magnolia. Norwood left open momentarily. He misses. Lee with the rebound. Sangkalang and Santillan being very physical against each other, as Magnolia will call a 30-second timeout. But you know what? This is playoff basketball, and the referees are letting them play, Ali.
They're letting them go. Calvin Abueva thought he got fouled in that last possession there when he tried to attempt to score off the offensive rebound.
Magnolia still dominating the offensive rebounding battle. 10 offensive rebounds compared to only 4 for Rainer Shine. But the problem, Ali, is that they're getting the offensive rebounds. They're not scoring on second chance points. They have 4 second chance points compared to 2 for Rainer Shine.
I think the key is here too, especially when it's someone like Calvin Abueva getting the offensive rebound. You know, they understand that they're not going to be able to box him out and take him completely out of the play each and every single time down the court. But they do need to challenge. And you saw 3 guys challenge him, challenge the beast that is, when he tried to put the ball back up. So it was good defense and good recovery on the part of Rainer Shine.
Magnolia finds itself down by 2. Abueva to Barroca. He swings the ball to De La Rosa. Back to Barroca. Attacks middle. Kick out pass to Lee. Barroca open for 3. No good. Rebound for Santillan. Last shot time for the Rainer Shine Elastopainters. 1 foul available for Magnolia should they want it, as Bo Belga will burn their 30-second timeout, leaving them with 8.3 seconds to make a shot to end this first half of action. 39-37. So in terms of pace, this is exactly what happened in their first game. Low scoring affair between Rainer Shine and Magnolia. As you see, the quarterfinals will be a best of 3 between teams at number 3, 4, 5, and 6. On the other side, it will be 1-8 versus 2-7. With the first and second seeds having a twice-to-beat advantage, and that is TNT and Meralco versus Barangay Ginebra and the NLEX Road Warriors specifically.
Can you imagine if Ginebra wins the first game? It can happen.
Again,
it can actually happen.
An 8th seed going up against a first seed, usually, you know, you write off the 8th seed.
But
as Rudy Tomjanovic said before, you can never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Exactly. So you know TNT is really, really focusing in. Coach Chuck Reyes has them really locked in. And there's a play here. Again, it's been handoffs, passes like the one we just saw by Bo Belga to Ray Nambatak, and pick and roll screens that have freed up the shooters of Rainer Shine.
Nambatak now on the line for the bonus. Wanting their biggest lead of the ball game so far. As he converts, they lead by 5. 3.6 to work with for Magnolia. Mark Barroca will rush down court. Big collision. Referee not calling a foul there, as Barroca could not actually understand what happened. But
it's playoffs.
A good finish in the first half of action for the Rainer Shine Elastopainters, led by our player of the half. Brought to you by Firefly, the trusted lighting partner by the PBA. And it is Dre Nambata who has already hit 13 points, more than his in-game average in the elimination round, as he's leading the scoring for the Elastopainters. The 6th seed looking good in the first 24 minutes of action against the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. They were down by as many as 7 points, but now they will lead by 5, 42-37, heading into the third quarter of action. At the half, the score is 42 for the Rain or Shine Elastopainters and 37 for the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. This is PBA Rush with Carlo Pamintuan and Ali Peak on the call. And in the first quarter, it was all about the three-point shooting of Rain or Shine, specifically Reynang Batak.
Definitely, and he was one of the guys that just really led the charge. They're shooting 36% from the three-point line right now. But then we've also seen really good connects on the part of Magnolia. Good ball movement there. Jarek Ahanmisi rather finding Calvin Webb in the corner for a three-point shot.
In the second quarter, JV Mocon with the defense reacting to him, either putting a bigger defender or a smaller defender. He always made the right decision.
He did a really good job of reading the defense. And Gio Halalo knocking down this three-point shot, a deep three-point shot with 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
But Ian Sangalang, of course, the biggest factor on offense for Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. He has 8 points and 7 rebounds in the ball game. And then this last play of the second quarter, Bo Belga with a good connection. Reynang Batak with the end one opportunity. The big story, of course, Ali, the three-point shooting of Rain or Shine, because
Definitely.
7, that's about their average on a game. And
Yes.
they hit it in the first half.
Yeah, they definitely, 36%. I think that's one of the things that's made all the difference in this game so far. That's the reason why they have the lead. But both teams relatively shooting around the same percentage from the field. Rebounding obviously goes to Magnolia because that's been the case in their previous meeting. Points in the paint, 22-12. But if you look at the way Rain or Shine has forced turnovers and points off of those turnovers, 11 points. And I think that's also what added to the reason why Rain or Shine is up at the half.
Halftime stats brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Let's now take a look at our leading scorers. Very balanced for Magnolia. You have Ian Sangalang with 8. But then you have Abueva, Barroca, De La Rosa, and Halalon all chipping in 6 points. Noticeably absent from that list is, of course, Paul Lee. But on the other side, it is the youngsters, Reynang Batak and JV Mocon. Bo Belga has 7 points, but his playmaking is allowing the openings for players like Mocon and Batak.
He's got to continue that. He's doing a really good job of finding those young guns. You know, whether it's handoffs, pick and roll type situations, or giving them really nice passes, especially backdoor passes.
Third quarter opens up with a Paul Lee three-point shot, and this was how Magnolia defeated the San Miguel Beermen in the last game of the elimination round for them, and it was Paul Lee just catching fire.
Well, that's what he needs to do right now, especially that we're in playoff time, is catch fire.
I think there is a malfunction of our clocks. So the play will be halted at this stage of the matchup so our officials can address the issue. Starters for both camps, it's Lee, Rives, Sangalang, Abueva, and Barroca for Magnolia. On the other side, it is Norwood, Nambatak, Mocon, Santillan, and Belga for Rain or Shine. Good start for Magnolia with that triple coming from Paul Lee, as it is his first field goal of the ball game. Only had a single point off a free throw. As we will go into a quick break. This time out is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Official time remaining in the third quarter, 11 minutes and 34 seconds. 14 seconds to shoot for Rain or Shine.
right. We were already able to address the clock issues, but it was a miss coming from Rain or Shine for their first attack of the third quarter. Welcome back to PBA Rush. Carlo Pomintuan with Oli Peak on the call. Mark Baroka handling the rock, gives it up to Paul Lee. Hit a three-point shot earlier. Paul Lee loses his grip on the basketball, regains it, but then he is blocked by Belga. Nambatak on the fast break. Opportunity denied by Calvin. Santillan, second effort is gone.
Santillan cleaning it up. And I've been saying this the entire conference, is that, you know, so many teams have done certain moves in the offseason. Oh, man.
A lot of physicality between Nambatak and Abueva. And it was the last bump that was noticed by the referees. Someone needs to get in between Abueva and Nambatak right about now. As Ray is not happy with that last situation as well. Let's see what happens.
It's always a second motion, so let's take a look here. Oh.
So he went under.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Calvin lowered his elbow and then boom. That's called the clothesline in wrestling. Or a lariat, Ali.
It's a clothesline. It's a little bit low for a clothesline, but it's still a clothesline. You know,
yeah, this matchup has been physical from the start. As the Rain or Shine is up by 4 points now, 44-40. Rivas goes to Sangalang on the other side. He has a size advantage. Quick spin coming from Ian. Gorgeous move from the big man.
Normally he likes to attack towards the middle to get that left hook shot up, but this time he dribble drop step. It was a nice baseline move over Santillan.
He spun away from the double team. Smart move coming from Ian. He saw that the help would come from the middle as Belga. Now the ball is with Mojo on the drive. As Santillan gets the offensive rebound. Another putback attempt, no good for Santillan. As Sangalang collars the board for Magnolia. Mark Barroca off the glass and in.
Nice.
Signature move coming from Mark.
That's such a difficult shot to execute too. I mean, you need that soft touch to kiss it off the glass.
Quick start for the Hotshots here in the third quarter. Paulie opening things up. Sangalang and Barroca chipping in. Good pass coming from Belga as they rotate the ball. One dribble, pull-up jumper for Nambatak's too strong. Rebound, Calvin. Sangalang sends it out to Barroca. They still have 14 on the shot clock. Abueva back to Barroca. Now into Sangalang at the post now. Ian goes for the push shot. As I think Bo misread the situation, thought that Ian would try to back him up a little bit further.
Well, it's just one of the things that you don't want to do either. You don't want to give him the sweet spot, which is towards the middle.
A little late on the challenge was Belga as Sangalang adds to his tally. Already with double digits, Magnolia by 2, 46-44. This time out is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Magnolia Hotshots retaking the lead here in the early goings of the third quarter. thanks largely to the efforts of Ian Sangalang, who has 12 points in the ball game now.
8 rebounds to go along with it.
Norwood top of the key. Goes to Nambatak, loses his grip on the ball. But Rivas could not hang on to it. The ball will remain on the side of Rainer Shine with a 7.9 in the shot clock. Nambatak against Barroca. Uses the Belga screen. Nambatak with a crossover, denied by Rivas. Good stop here for Magnolia.
Why that was so effective, he kind of hung in the pocket there, allowed Raynan Batak to make his move, and when Raynan Batak went up, he was able to challenge that shot.
Substitution for Coach Chris Gavina, sending in the taller Norbert Torres. Paul Lee misses from deep. Offensive rebound, put back for Sangalang.
It's been the key for Magnolia the entire game so far, the rebounding. And Rainer Shine can't seem to get that under control.
The main man in the middle for Magnolia, Ian Sangalang, pouring it on here in the third quarter. 4-point Magnolia lead, 48-44. Mocon, kick out, Norwood for 3, short. Rebound for the Beast. Now the Hotshots are starting to flex as Barroca misses from deep. Easy rebound for Mocon. Rainer Shine still in this though. Tight matchup still as Belga misses from the outside. Barroca picks up the rebound. No, the question, Ali, is when the three-point shots stop falling for Rainer Shine, where will they generate their offense from?
Well, you know, there's what they were doing earlier on in the first half is still going to be effective. They just have to take a little bit closer shots. I would say more of the mid-range jump shot or just starting to really attack the basket. After all, these are the playoffs. And then, of course, going back to the post-up game, Bo Belga.
So the offensive rebounding is still there for Magnolia, but the big difference is they're converting now, something that they were not able to do in the first half.
That's absolutely your own point, Carlo.
Shooting 2, Gabe Norwood.
Meanwhile, Gabe Norwood does what veterans usually do. He knew his team needed a basket, put his head down, attack, drew a foul for 2 free throws. However, he misses the first. Asisio into the ball game alongside Jewel Ponferrada as Norwood prepares for his second free throw. 2 points and 3 rebounds for Gabe. But as we said during the pregame, his value goes beyond those numbers. He has been so important to what Rainer Shine is doing throughout this ball game.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So many years that he's been a part of this team, this franchise.
So you ask why Paulie only had 1 point in the first half. A lot of it is because of Gabe Norwood's presence.
And again, I mean, you know, that's a difficult matchup for Paul Lee. That's 6'5", 6'6". That's a lot to deal with.
2 seconds to shoot. Barroca could not beat the buzzer as Rainer Shine completes the stop. Mocon bringing the ball down for the Elastopainters. JV goes to Norwood. Gabe dribbles to a spot. Mid-range jumper won't work. Rebound Barroca.
You can see Magnolia controlling the pace. Every time they secure the defensive rebound, they walk it up to try to get something really good in their half-court sets.
Paul Lee looking for his options. 7 seconds to shoot. Lee, awkward drive. Somehow he gets the basket.
You know, just, I really love the way guards can throw that ball up there like that. A floater, if you want to call it. You can hear that go straight through the net.
Jewel Ponferrada denied up top, but there was somebody as he will head to the line for 2. This is the biggest lead of the ball game.
And that's what I was looking for. You know, the outside shooting, the perimeter offense kind of shut down. Let's take a look at this move first by Paul Lee, going straight to the basket, going up a little awkward, kind of, you know, the defense doesn't know exactly, they can't really time it. They can't really time when Paul Lee's going to go up. Very, very hard move to execute. The person that I remember doing those types of moves in the late 90s was Rahel Meneses.
The aerial voyager.
You take off with your right hand. You're shooting the ball with your right hand, but you're taking off with your right leg. A lot of kids are doing that nowadays. I could never do that, but I'd break my leg if I did that. but it is a very, very good move. Very, very good move to execute, especially to offset the defense.
It makes the shot very difficult to time for the blockers.
It's just years and years of practice.
Yeah. Coach Chito Victolero calling the number of 2 guards in Halalon in Ahanmisi Gio with a drop pass. Oh! Unfortunate there as...
That's twice. That's twice. Pascual has to be more aware of that.
He was already turning his head for a possible rebound as Abueva wanted to connect with him.
A 2-3 zone by Rain or Shine, but Magnolia did a really good job of penetrating it.
But you have to understand that this is the first conference of Abueva with Pascual, so it will take, you know, growing pains, a little bit of this.
You know, he's more or less focused on trying to get the offensive rebound, let alone receive a pass from Calvin Abueva.
When they get a stop though, Calvin sends it to Pascual. They will reset their offense. Pass goes to no one as it is an offensive foul. Wild drive coming from De La Rosa. Not really part of his arsenal.
It was a wild drive and a wild pass.
That's his second personal.
He'll smile it off.
Pass. Yeah, well, he's got no choice but to smile it off because Coach Chito's probably upset about that.
You know, Rom De La Rosa is the type of player
that's something that you do. Okay, so you're gonna watch the film the very next day as a team. You know you're gonna get some laughs in the locker room. It always happens. So people are saying, like, your teammates are saying, "What in the world are you? What kind of pass is that?"
But he rarely makes mistakes like that, so it's a kind of a surprising error.
It's very surprising, but it makes it even more entertaining. Just some of the stuff that happens in the locker room.
Number 14, Andre Caraco.
You laugh at it if you win. You probably laugh a little bit less if you lose.
No, you pretend you try not to laugh. Like if let's say Magnolia loses and they're watching film the very next day, couple of play unless Coach Chito makes a joke out of it, then everyone's trying to pretend, trying not to laugh.
Miss from the 3-point distance coming from Rom De La Rosa. Rain or Shine down by 6, 52-46 with 4 minutes 20 remaining here in the third quarter. Caracol goes to Ponferrada. Jewel with a strong move down low, missing. Norbert Torres with a clear out, but he will be called for the loose ball foul.
A little bit too much there by Norbert Torres. You like the effort, but you have to do it the right way. Now, what I'm seeing from Rain or Shine, attempts at getting inside and attacking the basket, which I think is something that they need to establish. So they haven't established it the entire game. I'm talking about big men attacking the basket.
Calvin Abueva will take a break, and so will the rest of our players with this timeout coming right up. Magnolia with a 6-point lead, 52-46 against the Rain or Shine Elastopainters. This is your playoff bracket for your Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021. We are currently focused on the bottom side of it with the Magnolia Hotshots going up against the Rain or Shine Elastopainters in this best of 3. The winner will be matched up against Meralco versus NLEX. On the top side, TNT versus Barangay Ginebra for that battle between the 1st and the 8th seed. And then we have a gigantic battle between the Kraken and Gregzilla. SMB versus Northport. Game 1 will be coming up right after this.
It's two titans about to go at it.
Hanmisi hitting the backboard there as Ian Sangalang is there once again for the offensive rebound and the putback.
Again, offensive rebounds have been a major weapon, major factor in this type of matchup, Magnolia against Rain or Shine.
Mid-range jumper rattles out. De La Rosa picks up the rebound. Biggest lead of the ball game now for the Hotshots at 8. They have owned this third quarter so far, turning what was a 5-point deficit. 28-point lead. De La Rosa wants to post up against a smaller defender. Good little pass there to Gio Halalon.
Well, the help had to come right away by Rain or Shine because that was a huge matchup. But Rome De La Rosa was able to find a cutting Gio Halalon on the other side.
Inside scoring, a big factor for the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. They have 36 points in the shaded area compared to only 14 for Rain or Shine, Ali.
Well, that's huge. That's big.
Second chance points, also a big advantage. 10 for the Hotshots, only 4 for Rain or Shine. So they are using their size and their aggression inside. And it's kind of weird that Rain or Shine is not, in the ball game in terms of inside scoring because they also have a lot of big bodies who can score. You have Joel Ponferrada, you have Belga on the bench, you have Bradwin Ginto, you have Norbert Torres. They have a long list of bigs who can play a lot of minutes.
But they're struggling right now. I mean, we saw Joel Ponferrada try to put the ball in the basket. He was unsuccessful in those attempts. And then Norbert Torres picked up, a foul trying to go for the offensive rebound. As we see Ian Sangalang highlights, 16 points, 10 rebounds. Those are solid numbers.
And then you have Calvin Abueva with 8 points and 10 rebounds. So the Pinatubo duo of Sangalang and Abueva with 20 rebounds between them.
I talk so much about the front line and how deep the front line is of Rain or Shine, but I'm also very impressed with Magnolia's front line.
So Calvin Abueva, we just saw the numbers. He is the leading player in the statistical race for best player of the conference right now, as he has consistent.
Yeah, and rightfully so. And this is the point I was trying to make right here, because they have not done that the entire game, and it worked in their favor this time. So Bo Belga posted up, Ian Sangalang, he's able to draw a foul and go to the free throw line.
So even after he got the call, Belga is still a little bit disappointed. Why? Because it was not the referee closest to the action that saw it. It was the trail referee that whistled the foul.
Well, you know what? He's got a case.
Yeah.
Because that zone is the responsibility of that particular official. That's his or her area. But what's also, you talk about Calvin Abueva being in the running for best player, but what's so impressive at the number 2 and number 3? Some of the youngest players in the league. Number 2 is
Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams, and then number 3 is Robert Bollick.
And then number 4 is Jamie Malonzo, actually.
Crazy. But that's the future.
Halalon with a miss on the one-hander. 9-point advantage for Magnolia, 56-47. As we approach final 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. We thank you once again for joining us on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. Mark Borboran kicks it out. Asistio for 3. No good. Rebound Gio.
Magnolia's doing a good job of controlling the glass.
So for Magnolia, after you sub out Paul Lee and Mark Baroka, you don't really suffer all that much when you have Halalon as your main point guard. Good sharp passing. Another offensive rebound for Magnolia. Ian Sangalang fakes, goes on the other side, but comes up empty.
2 minutes.
Well, I was about to say, Carlo, there goes that energy bunny in Jackson Corpus with the second chance opportunity, even though they weren't able to capitalize.
The extra possessions guy, as James Yap is on the floor right now for Coach Chris Gavina. Borboran for 3, no good. And that ball bounced over the backboard. It will go back to Magnolia. So Coach Chris Gavina looking for a spark plug, hoping that James Yap, big game James, can give him a couple of baskets here just to change the flow, the rhythm of this matchup so far.
I still think one of the keys is going inside, whether the Bo Belga are trying to get James Yap started and posting him up.
14 on the shot clock for the Hotshots. De La Rosa working on this zone from Rain or Shine. Halalon attacks middle. That short jumper is good.
Really working the offense, finding the holes in the zone defense of Rain or Shine and making shots.
This is now the biggest lead of the ball game for the Hotshots at 11 points. Belga asking for the ball down low. Bad pass. Poor pass coming from Asistio. Also solid defense from Rafi Rivas against Bo.
Pressure defense starting to take its toll on Rain or Shine here.
Asistio will take a break. Mocon checks back in. They need his offense, his presence to try and turn things around in this match.
I mean, they tried to post up Bo Belga, but good defense by Rafi Rivas in the post, or the mid-post.
Could be an illegal screen coming up. It is Jackson Corpus whistled for this one. So Gio Halalan also reaches 10 points. He is the second leading scorer after Sangalang 16. Then you have Mark Barroca and Calvin Abueva both with 8. De La Rosa and Pauli both with 6. So it's balanced scoring.
It's balanced scoring. Maybe not in the double figures, but it's still balanced scoring.
This makes it so difficult for the defense of Rain or Shine to react and choose what to give up here. A clear offensive foul against Bo Belga as he hooked the arm of Rafi Rivas. And the referees have been very consistent in calling that. If you trap the arm of your defender, then you will be whistled for the foul.
We saw it from where we're at.
(58-47). Chance now for Magnolia to add on to this 11-point advantage. They dump it down low. Rome De La Rosa hacked, fouled by James Yap. And this is something that Magnolia is willing to do from time to time. If they feel that De La Rosa has the physical advantage against his defender, they will post him up.
Again, misdirection. I don't even think he was trying to post up, really. I mean, he was supposed to cut through, but he caught his defender, James Yap, slipping. And sometimes you can take advantage of your the person guarding you by doing that. You know, sometimes when in the triangle offense, when you're cutting after the ball is passed into the post in that triangle setting, you cut to the basket being that wing guy, all of a sudden you can get on top of your man real quick. He's not expecting that. Very similar play by Rome De La Rosa.
Replacement free throw coming up for Rome De La Rosa, as the referee did not appreciate Bo Belga, I think, moving while De La Rosa was taking his first free throw.
Rome De La Rosa so far in this game, we've seen him flash, make those types of flash, those unexpected flashes, and his teammates have been able to find him.
8 points in the ball game for De La Rosa. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Trap here coming from Magnolia. As Rivas is whistled for the foul. They still have one more to give up here in the third quarter, but they have totally turned things around. They have shut down the offense of Rain or Shine. Ali, only 5 points here in the quarter for Rain or Shine.
Yes, they have. I mean, Rain or Shine's tried so many different things. You know, the shooting definitely went cold in comparison to the first half. They were knocking down 3-point shot after 3-point shot, but Magnolia has done a really good job of defending.
It's a 23-5 advantage in the third quarter. Nambatak finally hits a 3-point shot.
Deep 3-point shot by Ray Nambatak.
Finally, something from the offense of the Rain or Shine Elastopainters, because the defense of the Magnolia Hotshots worked double time in the third quarter, turning what was a 5-point disadvantage to a 10-point lead led by this man, Ian Sangalang, with a monster double-double already. And it will be a double-digit advantage for the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots, 60-50 against Rain or Shine, heading into the fourth period. Fourth quarter coming up here in game number 1 of this best of 3 quarterfinal duel between the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots and the Rain or Shine Elastopainters. 23-8.
Wow.
That was the big story of the third quarter as James Yap opens the fourth with a mid-range jumper, exactly what Coach Chris Gavina needed from the veterans.
Especially to stop the bleeding from that third quarter. Raynam Batak knocked down a deep three. Now this time, James Yap knocking down a jump shot.
So that is a 5-0 run for Rain or Shine, bridging the third and fourth quarter, and they get a stop here. You cannot write off Rain or Shine even after that horrible third quarter, as Nambatak misses that nice look off the bank.
And again, you see Magnolia really utilizing the clock, the shot clock, and just walking it up and setting up, taking their time.
Hand off to Paul Lee. Mokon on him. Still 10 on the shot clock. Halalon against Nambata. Gio goes to Paul. The long three. No good. Rebound picked up by Corpus, the extra possessions guy of Magnolia.
That was a nice tap from Rafi Rivas, and Jackson Corpus was able to clean that up.
Foul given up there by Bo Belga. Sending Lee to the free throw line for 2 as he is still sporting that shiner underneath his right eye.
It's been the defense. And here's this, mid-range turn and face, almost post-like, if you will, post-up by James Yap. But it's been the pressure defense, particularly Magnolia pressuring the initiator, the person that's bringing the ball up to initiate the offense for Rain or Shine, the traps, denying the entry passes, denying all passing lanes. And when Rain or Shine tried to post up Bo Belga, Rafi Rivas was able to deflect, defend, and also draw an offensive foul.
So after Gio Halalon did his damage for Magnolia, in comes Mark Barroca, in comes Calvin Abueva as well, as they really want to add on to their advantage and establish some more distance between them and the Elastopainters. Steal here for Paul Lee as James Yap was posting up. They go to Calvin Abueva, overshoots the mark there. Poor spacing coming from Magnolia on the fast break attack.
Just unaware there of their personnel.
Counter break for Rain or Shine as Borboran scores down low. All they need is to stay within striking distance. They did something similar against the San Miguel Beermen. They came back in the second half of that game as well. Only down by 8. Paul Lee for 3. No good. Rebound. Big game, James. Two minutes and change gone by in the fourth quarter. Santillan. That's big. A huge conversion from the youngster.
He can knock down that shot. He was doing that in the UAAP.
7 points, 9 rebounds in the ball game for Santillan, and just like that, Rain or Shine is back in this ball game, and it will force the hand of Coach Chito Victolero to burn his first time out of the fourth quarter, with the Elastopainters heating up from the three-point range once again, courtesy of Santillan, the youngster playing his first ever playoff game, already showing that he belongs on the big stage under the bright lights of the PBA quarterfinals. This time out is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Leonard Santillan is continuing his good stint of performances as he rallied late in the conference, started against Magnolia with 14, his career high. Had another career game against San Miguel with 21, slowed down a little bit with 9 points and 3 rebounds against Northport Batangpier, but now he's slowly creeping up to a double-double in his first ever PBA playoff game. Santillan hitting a big basket before the timeout and cutting their deficit down to just 5, 62 to 57, with still 9 and 30 remaining in this matchup. Carlo Pamintuan and Oli Peak on the call. Paul Lee misses that short stab. He will not miss twice.
Gets his own miss. And again, another rebound added to the rebounding stats of Magnolia.
And they've been dominant on that facet of the ball game. 53 to 36 rebounding advantage. But Leonard Santillan, how about back-to-back triples from the rookie?
Well, he's really proving his worth. He's proven his worth throughout this entire elimination, through this entire conference, and just a really good pickup for Rain or Shine.
Unafraid of the moment is Santillan as he draws an offensive foul here.
Offensive foul number 3, Paul Lee. That's a second.
Paul Lee with the offensive foul. Their lead has dwindled down to just 4.
And just when they looked like they were in full control of this game, then all of a sudden Rain or Shine got off to a really good start in this beginning of this fourth quarter.
So the first quarter was all about the three-point shooting of Rain or Shine. Now they're back to that strength with Santillan leading them. James Yap against Lee. The jumper, no good, but he was fouled. So the two players who were traded for each other being matched up.
Well, you know what? See, that was the whole thing. Now, they tried to post up Bo Belga. They had a difficult time doing that, and I was thinking maybe they should try to post up James Yap. And so far, it's helped them out, particularly in this fourth quarter. James Yap does have a really solid post-up game.
I know some of your teams, Ali, were on the receiving end of those post-up.
Yes, definitely. I mean, what they used to do a lot was, I'm talking about Baroka, James Yap,
yeah.
PJ when he was still there, they used to bring Jimmy into the post, and we had to go over there and help out.
Even if they don't end up getting the points, just getting the defense to react is something helpful to the team already.
There's one instance, I think I was already retired already. It was actually covering it. It was in the playoffs between TNT and San Mig Coffee. Tim Cohn's offense wasn't running. It wasn't working. So what he did was he just went straight to the post with the guards. And that made all the difference in the world.
Paul Lee beats the buzzer. Outstanding effort coming from Rain or Shine on defense for 22 seconds. But in the blink of an eye, Paul Lee sinks a basket to extend their lead back up to 6.
That's how Paul Lee can hurt you. He can hurt you in so many different ways. And he can go silent for the first 3 quarters, but he can explode in the fourth quarter.
Calvin Abueva goes to Sangalang. Looks like there's some pain on the knee of Calvin as he has been holding on to it as Sangalang just punishes his defender down low. 18 points and 12 rebounds for Sangalang.
You saw Rafi Rivas flash to the short corner, and as he did that, Ian Sangalang dove to the top of the key, or the free throw line extended, and was able to receive the ball and score. And as I say that, Santillan, the rookie, gets another bucket.
12 points, 10 rebounds. Not a bad playoff debut for Leonard Santillan. As another timeout will be requested here by the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. Coach Chito Victolero with a conversation with our referees before he addresses timeout situation. You can see Calvin Abueva down on the floor right there. As this will be a 30-second timeout for Magnolia. We said that we noticed Calvin wins a little bit and then
oh, he's leaving to the locker room now. That doesn't look good.
Looks like it is an issue on his right leg. We'll try to find out specifically what's wrong with Calvin Abueva, but that is certainly a big development against Magnolia at this stage of the matchup because of how important Calvin is to what Magnolia does.
Oh, he's very, very important to what they're doing in this game in particular.
He has not shot well from the field, 3 of 11, but he does have 8 points and 12 rebounds with a steal and a couple of blocks.
But it's just having him out there in the court. That's the biggest thing, his presence alone. But I wonder what happened to his knee or his leg.
De La Rosa settles for three, misses. Another offensive rebound for Magnolia. And that has been the story of this matchup so far. Lee uses the screen. Paul draws contact using his smarts against Santillan, and he will be rewarded with a couple of free throws.
Santillan came out hard to try and contest and challenge Paul Lee, more or less worried either for penetration or for the pull-up.
Paul Lee is as close as you can get to a guarantee from the free throw line. Just as we say that, he missed the free throw, shooting 90% from the stripe, Ali.
Wow.
Mark Borboran will rest. So will Rafi Rivas as Corpus checks back into the ball game. Another low-scoring matchup between these two. As Lee takes care of the second. He has been heating up here in the fourth quarter. Lee has 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. The backup, Ian Sangalang's 18. Mocon. Cross-court pass now to Santillan. Santi kicks it out. Nambatak fakes, one dribble. Pull-up jumper from 3, no good. Offensive rebound for Santillan. Leonard faces up the one-hander's good.
The rookie's having a really big outing, considering it's his first playoff game. Rising to the occasion.
No one committing to him on defense, and that's the sweet spot of Santillan. That is his favorite shot, the one-hander. 14 and 10 for the rookie. Lee for 3, no good. Another rebound for Santillan. Rainer Shine trying to chip away at this Magnolia advantage. It's only at 5 points. Ponferrada for 3, no good. Rebound for De La Rosa. Question now for Magnolia is, will they be able to hang on to this advantage even with Calvin Abueva on their bench right now? Sangalang against Ponferrada. Double team waiting for him. Sangalang, patient move, nothing there. And that ball will stay with Magnolia because of the effort largely of Jackson Corpus.
Jackson Corpus.
He was not in position there even. He was already boxed
That's
out.
what's impressive. That's what's impressive about those two, Carlo. I'm talking about Jackson Corpus, Calvin Webb. It's good to see him back out there. Is their ability, their uncanny ability to figure out and know exactly the trajectory of the basketball, where it's going to go after it bounces off the rim. That's something that cannot be taught. You're sort of born with that. But so far, second chance points on the part of Magnolia, 17 in this ball game. It's made all the difference. 19 points for Magnolia. Second chance points, that is.
As it is a duel right now in scoring between Paul Lee and Leonard Santillan for Magnolia and Rainer Shine. Mocon. Oh, he just dribbled too deep there, as he is forced to call a timeout or risk losing the possession completely. Timeout whistled, and it will be on Rainer Shine. 71-64, 7-point lead for Magnolia. The matchup between the two premier point guards is one to watch, one to look out for, as Paul Lee going up against Reynam Batak. 15 points for Lee, 16 for Nambatak. But what's impressive about Pauli's performance is the timing of it all. He only had 1 point
Exactly.
in the first half, now has 14 in the second half to power their offense as Santillan's just looking for any way he can to put points on the board for Rainer Shine as nothing else is working for them.
Well, it's just been him, really, and Reynan Batak that have been putting up the significant points. You know, guys like JB Mokon's kind of quiet. He only has 8 points tonight.
Again, that familiar matchup, Norwood versus Pauli. The lethal weapon picks up his dribble. Mark Barroca, almost a one-hander from the three-point range. Nothing there, but look at Jackson Corpus fighting for the rebound. Ian Sangalang will lose possession as the two referees will talk amongst each other on who touched it last.
Jump ball.
No decision was made, and both did not have a clear vantage point, so it will be a jump ball. 71-64, but again, this situation is because of the offensive rebounding of Jackson
I mean, it's
Corpus.
just, this is something that needs to be addressed too. I mean, for the next game.
But Ali, how do you address effort?
Boxing out, locating. You know, face guarding if you have to.
Poor pass there. Bad connection between Nambatak and Jewel Ponferrada. That could prove to be a costly turnover because they're slowly running out of time here. 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Still working on this 7-point deficit. And with the way that the points have come for Rainer Shine, overcoming a 7-point deficit will be very difficult because they have to catch fire at this stage. Pauli blocked there by Santillan.
Which they really haven't been able to do, Carlo. You know, they looked like they were sort of on their way at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
The problem is no one helped out Santillan in their scoring as Jackson Corpus converts on a jumper. He's done with just picking up offensive rebounds. Now he starts the offense.
Well, that's where he can also hurt you. You know, they're so valuable, that front line, or the replacements.
4 points for Corpus alongside 8 rebounds. 4 defensive, 4 offensive. Leonard, step back, 3, difficult shot is good. My goodness, what a make.
Well, he's feeling it. And so far, he's really the only type of offensive production that Rainer Shine has. And that cannot happen in the playoffs. You can't allow that to happen.
17 points in the ball game for Leonard Santillan. Sangalang down low, fouled by Ponferrada.
Get a little testy here. But I guess you could say this rivalry has sort of renewed. But
look at this. Look at this move. Fake.
Step back.
Yep.
By the big man.
Leonard Santillan. He's a power forward for Rainer Shine. Has 13 points here in the fourth quarter. 9 of triples. As he is almost single-handedly carrying the offense for Rainer Shine, keeping them in this ball game. Rafi Ribas re-enters the contest just as Bo Belga was doing the same for Rainer Shine.
I mean, right now, you're talking about only 2 players in double figures for Rainer Shine. That's a player that is a rookie coming off the bench, and then Reynan Batak, who is, you know, one half of the future of this franchise. But what about the other players? What about the other key players?
Santillan has the basketball once again. Nampata, corner pocket 3 ball, that's short. He was asking for a foul, referee's not biting. And Magnolia slowing things down. Running the clock here. Late in the fourth quarter. Pauli against Gabe Norwood. 2 players very familiar with each other. Paul Lee gathers, misses. That might be a foul, a loose ball foul against Sangalang.
Over the back call there by the big fella.
That's his 4th foul.
4th foul of Sangalang, but it doesn't look like it would be a problem for Magnolia. with only 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this ball game. 19 points, 13 rebounds, 9 of 18 from the field for Sanggalang, as Rain or Shine will call a timeout. They're still in this game. They have enough time to work on this, but someone will have to step up and make big baskets for the Elastopainters when we come back. Leonard Santillan proving that even though he is a rookie, he is willing and he is able to step up and play big in the biggest moments for the Rain or Shine Elastopainters. This is his first stint in the PBA playoffs, and he is leading in his team in scoring right now. However, they find themselves down by 7, 74-67 against the Hotshots. Nambatak squeezes his way inside. Santillan, another three blocked by Rafi Ribes. Could not save the possession though. 10 seconds of the shot clock for Rain or Shine.
You just like the effort by Magnolia on that defensive sequence there. Rafi Ribes, 42, 43 years old, hustling and making that defensive play.
Belga studying his options. Hand off to Nambata. Kick out pass to Bo. Nice entry pass. Norwood, once again, bothered by the defense of Ribes.
He's been very active defensively.
You know, the bench points are usually in favor of Rain or Shine, but now they find themselves down 24-15 from their second unit. Ian Sanggalang attacks, draws contact, misses everything. Rain or Shine will run. They will have to speed things up to inch closer in this battle. Bo Belga, straight away three, no good. But Santillan fighting for it, just could not get his grip on the ball. Had his fingertips on it, but lost it to the baseline.
Well, he did a good job of battling Rafi Ribes down low, but just couldn't control the basketball with his. Sort of trying to fingertip it, but really difficult.
Would have been a very different ball game if only JB Mocon scored his usual numbers. Only has 8 points in this game, 3 of 11 from the field.
Well, I'm sure he's thinking about that right now.
No, that was not backcourt violation. Rain or Shine wanting it to be, but it is not a backcourt violation because it has to be man and ball all on the front court for it to be deemed as backcourt.
That's his 5th foul. First team foul for the Elastopainters in under the last 2 minutes.
74-67, minute and 22.6 remaining. Fresh 14 on the shot clock for Magnolia. Sanggalang top of the key, wasting away the time. They finally go to Baroka. Back to Sanggalang. Ian kicks it out. Paul Lee converts for 3. That might just be the dagger with only 70 seconds remaining. A 10-point lead for Magnolia.
I think you're right, Carlo.
Nambatak dealing with the defense of the much bigger Sanggalang, but he gets the opportunity to switch back. Mocon for 3. Good response coming from JV. But could it be too little and too late coming from Mocon? As this is still a 7-point advantage. Foul tag against Norwood.
Calls the number 5 game Norwood penalty. That's his first.
And Rain or Shine is in the penalty. He will send a 90% free throw shooter to the free throw line. And he already missed 2 today, so it looks on average Paul Lee will miss a free throw maybe in game 3 or something. He's already had his share.
I mean, if he makes both of these, then I mean, this game should look to be out of reach, but definitely out of reach with 44 seconds left here. But you know, I guess to summarize this entire game, Carlo, it would definitely be the rebounding that really did a lot of damage to Rain or Shine. And I've said this already. If they don't figure out a way to deal with that and address it, they're gonna have a really difficult time in this series.
79-70, Rain or Shine calling this timeout. We'll be back for the final 44.7 of game number 1. The Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots turning things around in the second half. They were down by 5 heading into the third quarter, where they then unleash a 23-8 quarter. Their defense limiting Rain or Shine to only 8 points in that third period. Santillan has done his very best to keep them in the ball game, but he has not gotten enough help from everyone else except that man, Reynambata.
Well, if you look at what Magnolia has been doing defensively the entire conference, they've been holding teams under 48, almost 85 points per game. So you look at this score right now, only 70 points for Rain or Shine in this towards the end of this fourth quarter, with 41 seconds left in this fourth quarter. So they've done their job defensively, statistically wise.
Offensive foul called on Bo Belga, and that will be his 6th and last foul. Turnover off the timeout for Rain or Shine. Referee saying that he stepped into the screen as things just got even tougher for a Rain or Shine comeback. With Paul Lee bringing the ball down for Magnolia, using the screen from the Beast. Lee. Santillan on him now. Escape pass to Barroca. Mark goes to Calvin Abueva with a nice pass, and that reverse is good for De La Rosa. What a pass coming from the Beast.
Rome De La Rosa putting himself in good position to receive the ball and just go straight up.
That short corner has been money. That has been the area for Rome De La Rosa throughout this ball game. 3 opportunities to score with nice passes from his teammates. He took full advantage of them, and it will be the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots picking up the win in game number 1 against the Rain or Shine Elastopainters. 81-70 is your final score, and they are 1 win away from marching back into the semifinals of the Philippine Cup. If you remember, they lost in the quarterfinals against the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters inside the PBA bubble, and they want to make up for that mistake here in this conference. Ian Sangalang is undoubtedly the best player of the game. Our next level player of the game is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. 19 points, 13 rebounds, efficient from the field, big time double-double for the main man in the middle for Magnolia.
Well, they really had no answers for Ian Sangalang, really. I mean, they put different bigs on him, and he just handled them really well. But going back to the rebounding, his offensive rebounding also did a lot of damage.
Updating our playoff bracket now. Of course, the Magnolia Hotshots taking the first step towards the semifinals. But it is a best of 3, so Rain or Shine will get another opportunity, another crack at it against the Magnolia Hotshots. But if you are Coach Chito Victorero, you're liking the performance of your squad, because even though the first half was shaky, he was able to make the adjustments to pick up the win. in the second half with Bolly heating up, with Ian Sangalang staying solid. We are now with our winning head coach and best player of the game.
Sir Magnolia, Pambansang Manok Hotshots head coach Chito Victolero, and our best player of the game, Ian Sangalang. Congratulations po.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Ian, paano mo napanatili yung intensity and consistency mo from your last games?
Unang-una gusto ko magpasalamat kay God. And then gusto ko lang batiin muna yung baby ko na happy birthday. Ingat kayo dyan, and yung wife ko, ingat kayo. Siguro para sa akin, yung intensity, kailangan talaga ibigay mo kasi pag nagtrabaho ka, mananalo ka. So, ang focus ko ngayong game na to, siyempre nakapahinga kami, nakakuha kami ng momentum namin, 2 panalo. Tapos ngayong game na to, ang iniisip ko dito, hindi madali. Kailangan mo talagang magtrabaho. Kailangan mo magtrabaho ng magtrabaho para manalo sa game na to. Pag hindi ka magtrabaho, hindi mo makukuha yung game na to.
Thank you, Ian. Coach, one more win. Sa short series na ganito, ano po yung pinaka-importante sa inyo and sa team?
First of all, I want to thank the Lord for giving us this W. And also, katulad ni Ian, I would like to greet my wife also and my kids, Cielo, Carlos and Charles, and also sa mga supporters namin sa Magnolia Hotshots sa fans. Thank you sa prayers. And also sa CMT, sa mga taga-Kamote sa Bulacan. So sa question mo, very important naman yon, the game 1. Kasi any series, yan yung magiging bibigay ng momentum. Talagang pinaghandaan namin to. And this is a defensive battle. We have that mental toughness and we're ready on any physical game. And we work on our execution on both ends of the floor. That's why siguro we keep on grinding. Nakita nyo naman, we're down on the first half, but sa second half, we keep on executing. And I think that's the most important thing. We execute and we get the W.
Thank you, Coach. Now we turn you over to our press friends. First up is Mr. Ray Hoble.
This question is for Ian. Ian, congratulations, no?
Thank you.
Nakita naman natin kanina yung laban talaga mahigpitan pagdating sa depensa, no? Pero talk about yung yung extra effort ninyo na pinapakita, particularly sa rebounding, kasi mukhang na-dominate niyo yung rain or shine ngayon, eh. No?
Siguro para sa team namin, never give up kami. Parang, yun nga, sabi ko kanina, kailangan namin magtrabaho, both ends, defense and offense. Yun yung magpapanalo sa inyo, yung work hard nyo, yung ma-outwork mo yung kalaban. Siyempre, being smart sa dulo kasi defense versus defense. So, ayun, nagawa namin yung trabaho namin, yung game plan namin, na-execute namin ng tama, kaya nakuha namin yung W sa dulo.
Siguro same question na rin siguro kay Coach about dito, yung sabi mo nga kanina defensive battle, pero mas extra yung effort nyo pagdating dito sa rebounding tonight.
We talk about out hustle and outwork our opponent. Since hindi lang naman ngayon, since day 1, that's our mantra. We want to outwork our opponents. Kasi in terms of talent, we're not that deep. But in terms of chemistry and working hard, I think masasabi ko na we're number 1 para sa akin. Kasi makikita ko naman sa mga batang to na talagang every single day, they work hard. Talagang nag-extra sila. And I think lumalabas yun sa game. Nakikita natin sa game, the 50-50 balls, the hustle, everything. So siguro yun lang ang extra motivation sa amin na at least makabalik ulit sa deep into the playoffs.
Thank you.
Up next po is Mr. Ruben Terrado.
Coach, si Paul Lee nag-struggle sa first half. Parang 1 point lang ata, and then nag-explode siya nung second half. Anong masasabi mo sa nilaro ni Paul Lee ngayon, overcoming yung struggles niya nung first half?
Kilala man natin si Paul. Anytime he can score 12-15 points in any given minutes. Talagang pag nag-struggle si Paul, ano naman yan alam ko naman na makakabalik at sa'yo, grabe yung kumpiyansa ng bata And even hindi siya nakaka-shoot ng first half, but he attract the defense and it parang nag-open up din yung iba for Ian, for Calvin, for other guys. Diba? So, hindi lang naman the points yung nako-contribute ni Paul, but overall, yung kanyang presence, importante doon eh. So, and then, nung second half, naka-recover siya. At least pumapasok yung mga tira. And hopefully, magtuloy-tuloy hanggang sa game 2.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Mr. Ray Hoble.
This question is for Ian. Ian, yung nakaraang taon kasi, di ba, yung Magnolia na eliminate kagad yan, no? After itong unang laban sa playoffs, you were eliminated by Phoenix, yung sa tira ni Matthew Wright, no? Yung eto, nakabalik kayo ulit sa playoffs, and one win away na lang kayo papunta sa semis. Naging motivation ba sa inyo yung last seasons na talo?
Siguro yung pagkatalo namin last bubble. Kasi sobrang sakit nun eh. Doon kami natuto na hindi kami pwedeng patayo-tayo lang, pa-relax-relax. Lalo na nung off-season na hindi kami pwedeng, hindi gumalaw. So, nung unang bubble kasi hindi namin alam kung paano. Tapos madami pang magka-injury sa amin. So ngayong bubble, ina-expect namin na ready kaming lahat. Nag-ready kami talaga para dito sa bubble na to. So ayun, lumabas naman na nagtrabaho talaga kami kaya nandito kami ngayon sa playoffs.
Game highlights brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Hot start on offense for Rain or Shine in the first quarter as Bo Belga and Reynam Batak made a couple of very early three-point shots. But with the entry of the beast, the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots answered right back.
Well, it sort of stemmed the tide for Magnolia. They were able to get back on track offensively. But a lot of it really had to do with their defense as well, their pressure defense. But, getting back on track and being able to establish that first quarter was huge for Magnolia.
10-point turnaround for the Elastopainters in the second quarter, and this is how they did it. Good ball movement, good setups coming from Bo Belga, locating his guards for the baskets. JB Mocon sending it to Nambatak for the stuffed jumper over the defense. He was forced to a miss and a fast break attack on the other side for Mark Baroja.
So again, the defense in going in the favor of Magnolia, the pressure defense to be particular. But then we also saw some really nice looks. Bo Belga being the initiator for the most part of the offense, finding Reynam Bata cutting to the basket and then drawing the foul.
5-point lead for Rain or Shine at the half, and that is when the Magnolia Hotshots turned things around in the third quarter with their defense, their effort, and the offense coming from Paul Lee.
Definitely Paul Lee finding his stride sporadically in the third quarter, but definitely in the fourth quarter as we're going to get to that. But we also saw some big effort plays, and this is what really hurt Rain or Shine. These offensive rebounds and putbacks by Magnolia.
The rebounding heavily in favor of Magnolia. It was 66-43, a 23 rebound advantage, and it's something that is very difficult to overcome.
They also did a really good job of figuring out the zone defense by Rain or Shine.
23-8 quarter in favor of Magnolia in the third. In the fourth period, it was all about keeping the Elastopainters at bay for Paul Lee, even with the explosion coming from Leonard Santillan, including this gorgeous move. Big three-point shot to keep them in the ball game, but it would prove to be not enough.
Well, he had a really big night, Santillan, but now these other guys, JB Mokon's going to have a huge night in their next game. But Paul Lee, as we talked about before, really started to pick things up, especially when it counted.
81-70 as Magnolia leads 1-0 in this best of three quarter final pairing. Our next game is game one of the other best of three quarter final duel, and it will feature the San Miguel Beermen against the Northport Batang Pier. Stick with us here on PBA Rush. That game coming up next.